Collective. It's your girl Sadi coming to you with today's word. Welcome to Celestial Kingdom Frequency. Thank you for joining, where we are very intentionally coming together to create heaven on earth. I don't want y'all to get the wrong idea with the message that I'm about to convey, so I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Anytime that we're leaning in on God, that does not excuse us from doing aligned action within ourselves. So I just want you to know that the message today, what I'm about to go into, doesn't mean that you don't take all the steps that you're supposed to be doing, that the Holy Spirit's telling you, that the divine intuition is giving you. You have to do those things still. You have to put your best foot forward every day. But in the situations where you're giving it your all and you don't know where it's going to go, you're getting resistance, you're doing everything you can, but you don't have a control over the outcome because it's outside of yourself or someone else or some other thing. They're doing something and it's just, you want justice, you want clarity, you want the truth to come free, you don't want to be manipulated, you don't want to be controlled, and you pray, for help. That's where this message comes in. Today's word is let God sort it out. Let God sort it out. Y'all, I know how y'all be feeling, because I know how I be feeling. I've heard let God sort it out for a long time in my life, right? At different various phases, but I think one thing about this journey, when you're really going through your own spiritual ascension, your own dark night of the shadow, you're going to look at the things that you've always heard and been like, yeah, all right, way different when you're in the moment. Because things like that little saying right there, let God sort it out, it literally will save your life when you are in the darkest night, okay? Because there are times when we just get so frustrated and so angry and so, discontent and so disappointed with the outcomes of things in our life that we allow it to throw ourselves off balance. Where we allow it to affect our mood and our focus, and where it can have a cascading effect on our everyday life, as well as how we're treating people. How are we showing up every day? If we're feeling like nothing that we're doing matters anymore, or we feel like there's something bad about to happen to us and our families, and we start internalizing it, even if it doesn't show up right away, it's going to start showing up in how you're living day to day. And it's definitely going to take you off of any kind of positive progression that you could have in your life if you're feeling this way. And I think the prime example is what happened with this latest election. There are a lot of people not happy with the outcome. And it includes people that voted for the person that won. People felt like they just really were put in a no-win situation, especially given what's on the table, from different folks, you got people who are completely just morally depraved and represent all that is wrong in humans, and you got other people out here, smiling in your face while they stabbing you in your gut. And I guess people are at a point where we don't want to pick any poison anymore. We just want to live good, and we want to be peaceful. And so if you're one of these people that were not happy or not happy, even if it's not regarding the election, you're just not happy. You're just not happy with where we are as a people, as a nation, or just personally in your life. And you're not happy that the outcome isn't going your way. That is not a signal for you to crash out. That's not a signal for you to go out here and start causing problems for other people because, you decide, okay, well, these people are in opposition to what I want, so I'm about to go out here and start acting crazy. So I'm here to tell you, There's no denying that there's something going on that most of us feel. Most of us feel that there is something that has happened. There is no denying it. But I want you to have faith. I want you, God cannot fight our battles if we don't let him. And if we don't ask for God to fight our battles. You have to ask, y'all. You have to ask for help. You have to ask for support. So, with this election, no matter how you feel, pray it. See the world how you want to see it. And don't think in terms of what you're forcing another person to do. See it how you would like to live. Make it about yourself. Don't make it about any other group or any other person. How do you see yourself moving forward, living a peaceful, happy life of abundance? And put that in there. And then also think about the things that you don't want to be part of your story. The things that you don't want to continue. And then start thinking every day before the sun rises, not my story. And visualize whatever it is. And before you go to bed at night, not my story. The things that you don't want in your life. Be intentional. Be mindful. The magic is inside of you. It is, without a doubt. And that includes for any kind of personal situation that you got going on right now, y'all. If I let myself get frazzled and frizzled and I let people take me off my A game, let them frustrate me so that I'm not focused anymore. And I followed, the trail of chaos that they were intentionally weaving in my life to undermine me, to make me look foolish, to anger me, to ruin me, to hurt me. I would never be focused on what I wanted in my life. I would be choosing that those stories with those people should be the main plot of my story. Any energy you give to a situation is energy. So even if you're not causing the situation, the more focus you give to that situation, especially a situation you don't want to be in, the more that it's going to become part of your story, a chapter in your story. So if you don't want that chapter in your story anymore, you need to starve that situation or that person or whatever it is. Don't give it any attention. Try to push it out of your orbit. If it's someone that's in close proximity to you physically, is a threat to your peacefulness or your being peaceful or happiness or anything, or they're just not in sync or in alignment with what you want in your life, I want you to take aligned action and steps to make sure that they are not going to be there to lower your frequency or your focus. And when we say, let God sort it out, that means that you do this. Everything is intentional, y'all. I'm not saying, like I said earlier, just be like, oh, I'm not going to do anything and then it'll resolve itself. No. Remember, you are giving meaning to the universe. Believe it or not, God has given you free reign, free choice. It's the powers that were here that want to control you and make it so that you don't have any free will, so that they can harness your energy and harvest your energy. That's not God. So God's going to go with whatever intention that you want to set. But you have to ask for it and you have to be intentional with it. So you say, God, I don't want this to be part of my story anymore. I don't want these people in my life anymore. I don't want this job anymore. And then you come up with what you do want. I want to do this instead. I want to have this type of energy in my life, whether it's divine love rather than attaching it to another person, or I want to have abundance. I want to have peace and not chaos or disruption. And you say, God willing, and then you give thanks, and then you release it and let God get to work. That's how that works. Now, once you release it and you give it to God, it's not over, y'all. That means now you have to be committed to God in the universe and what you have asked for. And you need to take action as if it already is. That means that you have to take aligned action. You know, you can't keep on acting like it's going to be the way that it is currently. And not only that, you have to continue, y'all. A lot of times we manifest things, or we manifest to release things, and we act as if, this, what I just went over, we act as if it is what it is. But we don't do, when it actually starts happening, we forget to do the maintenance of whatever that is. So if you start seeing it happen where people are gravitating away from you, if you're trying to release something, or if you're trying to bring something in, the outcome that you seek and desire, that means that you probably will have, and this goes along with taking action, to bring in whatever you've desired or intended. Sometimes you got to do some housework to make sure that it's sustained. Whatever it is that you're bringing in or that you are releasing, that you surrender to God to make it be. That means you got to get yourself ready. And when I say housework, I mean housework inside of you, the clutter inside of you. What are the habits that you have? What's the programming that you have that could possibly mess up whatever blessing you're bringing towards you, or, make your release just rendered useless? You got to do the internal work. Regardless if God's doing, taking care of it on his side, you got to do some work too. And you got to make sure that you're creating a situation, an environment that would be sustainable. Especially if you're talking about bringing in a blessing, like your divine partner, for example. What kind of environment you got? What kind of, is it going to be amenable? Especially if you have kids that you're, that you're raising, single parents out here. If you don't have a solid foundation with your kids before you bring somebody in your life, and you don't have clear boundaries, and you don't have clear indication that this is your house and you running it, that could be a problem for your divine counterpart coming in. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying that this is what's happening in your life. I'm trying to give you examples of the type of work that I'm saying that you have to do to make sure you sustain that blessing, that outcome that you surrender to God to bring in for you. God will bring it in. God will open the door, but you got to keep the door open, is what I'm saying. And you got to then build it up. If you could think of God as God will give you what you're asking for. But in order for God to be able to give you what you're asking for, and for you to be able to receive it, you've got to make sure that your energy actually is in alignment with the frequency of whatever blessing you're trying to bring in, or whatever justice you're trying to get, or whatever truth you're trying to assert. I hope that this is helpful. If you have any questions over what I'm saying, y'all, just ask. Ask me in the comments. Let me know what you feel in this subject matter. I feel like the whole point of all this is so we can learn and grow from each other, as we are all kind of, slowly shining and waking up. That's what I feel like what's going on. There's so many of us that are waking up. So I know we're living in a very uncertain time, but, and there is something not right going on. I've been on that. But this new thing, I've gotten clarity over what's actually happening, and I've known for a while now. I first found out, I got the first indication of what's going on now, all the way back in 2022. I had something really creepy happen to me, y'all. I want to talk about it. Anyway, I had something really creepy happen, and I was given a message, and it was about robots. And Westworld happened to be playing on the TV. And it was the season of Westworld where all the robots were kind of replacing people. And they look like people. And what I heard was, this is the closest thing that's what's actually happening now. And I was like, what? I said, excuse me? I'm not going to say any more on it. Go watch Westworld. That's my best advice. And I'm not saying it for like your imagination to go running and for you to get fearful. Just go watch Westworld. And then pay attention to what's happening. But most importantly, did y'all see that? It looks like a big storm and just a whole bunch of leaves just fell on me. Is that confirmation? Oh, shoot. I don't like that confirmation. Look, I know what's happening. I understand the game plan, as many of us do. As much as I know what's happening and as much as I know it's not good, I also know that the time of ascension is here and that we are not alone. And I have faith that everything is going to work out. And the more of us that start going inside and reconnecting with God, the better off we will be. So take control of what you can control, which is you. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day.